Good evening and welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting, December 9th meeting, 2013. At this time, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. For those of you wondering, Selectman Collis Adams could not make it this evening, so I'll be in the position of acting chair for this meeting. First thing on the agenda is the acceptance of the meeting public minutes of 12/2/13. Do I have any motions or questions?
I make a motion to accept. Second.
Motion to accept by Selectman Brown. Seconded by Selectman Capasano. Any debate, discussion, or questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's 5 yeas, or 4 yeas, I'm sorry, 4. Announcements. We have a couple of announcements. First one, last Friday night, we had the Main Street program that went off. Due to the weather, the Main Street had postponed the hay rides and the visit with Santa and the river fire because of the weather. That's going to be held this Friday night on the 13th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. So if you missed it over the weekend, it's going to be available again, the second phase, the second part. I was here. And I will tell you, along with Selectman Devanza, we were both here. The tree lighting ceremony in the Common was very well attended. A lot of people in town, a lot of support by everybody. I was pleased and very happy to see the number of people that came out. We have a thank you letter from the Goffstown Main Street program, dated November 27, 2013, to Mrs. Sue DeRusso, Town Hall. On behalf of the entire Main Street program, I wish to thank you and the Town Hall staff for cooperating during the installation of the art show-off. We appreciate the opportunity to host the annual event in Town Hall, and we especially appreciate being able to open the exhibit to the public during the Giant Pumpkin Weigh-Off and the Regatta weekend. Again, thank you all for your efforts and on your behalf. Sincerely, Karen Henderson, President. Okay. That's pretty much all I have. Do any other members of the board have any other announcements? We're a few minutes ahead of schedule here. What we'll do is we'll go into the Selectmen's meeting schedule for next week. We'll get that started, Derek, and then at 6:10 we'll get into the public comment. So we'll start down in here, and we'll go down the line, and we'll see what we have.
Okay. On tab on 5A, you've got the Selectmen's meeting schedule, Wednesday Budget Committee, and also the DOT final public hearing on exits 6 and 7. And then on Thursday, you've got 7 p.m. Budget Committee meeting across the hall and 7 p.m. Planning Board in this room. And it's my understanding you don't need any coverage for those meetings this week, correct?
I believe not.
Okay.
As far as I know, no coverage is needed. For the Budget Committee Town Hall, I will be there. And for the New Hampshire DOT I-293 exit 6 and 7, the final public hearing, that'll be held in Manchester at the City Hall upstairs. The automatic chambers, the 3rd floor. Selectman Adams will be there. The Budget Committee on the 12th, Town Hall on room 107, I will be there. And then Thursday on the 12th as well, the Planning Board, Town Hall, I believe Selectman Devanza, you'll be there as well. So we have all the meetings covered, and we'll be all set. Yeah, keep moving right down, Derek.
Yes, sir. The next one is consensus folder. You have Property Liability Trust 6-month renewal confirmation. That's for workers' compensation coverage, and you also have an employee status form for resignation.
Motion to accept the consensus folder. Second.
Motion made by Selectman Devanza, seconded by Selectman Capasano. Any questions?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I believe it's time sensitive, so the workers' compensation. So I'll make a motion to authorize the vice chair to sign the required paperwork in Chairman Adams' stead.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all right, okay.
We already have a motion on the table, so that would be,
I was just gonna say, we gotta.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We'll make
Yep, we'll
the
take care of
first
the
one, and
first
then
one.
we'll come back to
Mhm.
yours.
unless we just add that to the
Add it to the motion.
Do you want?
That- It's your motion, so if you want.
Sure.
to accept the consensus folder and authorize the vice chairman to sign the required documents.
Second.
All right, so there's a motion on the floor for the consensus folder for the 6 months renewal confirmation workman's compensation. Due to the fact that it's time-sensitive, also have the vice chair this evening sign the form so that we'll be all set. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, it's unanimous. Go ahead down, we'll go to C, the assessor's recommendations.
All right, you have an assessor's recommendations. You have veterans tax credits on map 16, lot 185, map 15, lot 70, map 41, lot 54A, map 6, lot 22-128, map 5, lot 72A, and map 14, lot 62-8. You have current use land use change tax lien release on map 9, lot 4-54, and map 4, lot 29, and then intent to cuts on map 7, lot 75, map 7, lot 55, and map 7, lot 74.
Make a motion to accept the assessor's recommendations.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Selectman Allen Brown, Selectman Capasano in the second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you. The next item you have a road tracking form from the Planning and Zoning Administrator for Fieldstone Drive, which is a Blackbriar subdivision. It was subject to two conditions. One was no encroachment in the right-of-way, and that's been confirmed by DPW. And then the second is acceptance of a 2-year maintenance guarantee by the Planning Board. And and Brian informed me that that's scheduled for the meeting on this Thursday, the 12th.
Is there, on the acceptance, I have a question, on the acceptance of the 2-year maintenance guarantee, is there a dollar amount to that at all, or how?
Yes, there is. I'm sorry.
87,000.
Here is in the bottom.
It's right on the bottom. It is,
84,000.
84,000,
4,000, okay,
179.99.
yes.
all right. All right, I got my question answered. Thank you.
Question.
Go ahead, Nick.
Should we vote on this next Monday night after the planning board has had an opportunity to act? They haven't accepted isn't that a condition, that they accept the maintenance?
Seeking acceptance here.
Yeah, the Planning
Guarantee.
and Zoning Administrator has asked that you accept it subject to those conditions, so.
Right, and then that'll be brought forward to the
Okay.
plan. Because that's the thing that I always bring up about that one, about the no encroachments.
The right away, right?
Any other questions? You all set, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
I believe there was a motion on the floor, correct?
No, I'll make a motion to
Okay.
accept that.
Okay. Selectman Brown, is there a second?
Is that motion with the condition, with
Yeah,
the two
with
conditions?
Yes.
I'll second
Selectman Capasano will second. All those in favor?
Aye.
We'll stop right here at tab E, authorization to post vacancy. It's now 6:10. We will go into the public comment forum of the evening. Are there any members of the public who would like to speak? Come on up. For the record, please state your name.
Hi,
Good evening.
my name is Katie Benner, and I live on 12 Joffrey Street. And reason I'm here this evening is to submit a petition and to also speak about the budget. And digging into the budget, I found several reasons why, our budget is so high and why our taxes went up. And one reason is that we cannot keep affording benefits such as retirement benefits from 10% to 20% of a person's salary. We cannot keep on contributions of $22,000 to $25,000 for people's health insurance. We cannot continue offering cashbacks of 55% or 85% if you put it in your 401k if a person does not take their insurances. we cannot, we can no longer give insurances to people that only work 20 hours because that is taxing us too much. We cannot offer yearly bonuses to people that have been there for a long time. I mean, these bonuses go from anywhere from $850 to $3,250 if you've been there, maybe 8 years or more. We have to stop doing that because it's making our taxes go up really high. We have to stop giving lump sum retirement bonuses of $5,000 to $20,000, and the list goes on. And we have to stop these raises to the people that are making $80,000 and more. We can't continue giving them 3% raises. And also with benefits, people that make maybe $100,000 wind up making maybe $145,000 once you earn the benefits to that. So anyhow, it's way too high, and we do not want to wind up like Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan just filed bankruptcy, and this was a reason why. It's true that the automobile industry went down. However, though, they did have it published on CBS News. Another reason is because they were paying too high pensions to the firemen, policemen, street people, street light, and so on. So that was way too much. And tonight I'm here to present a petition asking you folks to please, do what you can when you're doing the contract negotiations so that you can reduce the amount of the town's contribution to retirement, to retirement funds, and also for raises and all that. Please look at the budget really carefully and try to help us out because we are in a depressed economy. We have been compared to the Great Depression. I mean, still a lot of us are unemployed and we're earning not very much per hour, so we're asking you to please take us in consideration and don't wipe out the middle class. And we have 2 petitions here. Basically, one's for the town and one's for the school district, asking you please to help us out. Thank you.
Do you want to deliver the school one directly to the school?
I'll be taking copies and I'll be visiting them also. Okay.
Anybody else in the audience? State your name for the record, please.
Dana Benner, 12 Joffrey Street.
Good evening, Dana.
Hey. My wife covered Detroit, so that's cool. I just have a question is, what is wrong with this town? During the budget, I've seen people stand up, and like Mr. Brown said, people are spending money like drunken sailors. That's a quote, and I love that one. I use that often. It's just weird. I went down to Louisiana on business, and while I was down there, one of the people said, "Please don't judge our town by our government, because Louisiana is known to be a corrupt, and they're working on it to straighten things out." I go, "You have nothing on Goffstown." It seems that we're spending money stupidly. I didn't even realize this until I watched the Selectmen's meeting on television, that the library, people that work at the library don't work for the town. They work for the library trustees. And Mr. Devanza and Mr. Capsano both perked right up and said, "What? These people are getting insurance benefits that we're covering? They're getting the same benefits that the town employees get? We send them on retreats, and I have yet to figure out what the library is retreating from. We send them to school so the person can get their master's degree in library science. Well, as soon as she gets her degree, she's going to get a job from some Boston library, and we're going to lose her anyway. But I worked my whole entire life. I did 12 years in the United States military. I came out, I paid for my master's degree. My family paid for me to go to school. Nobody helped us do anything. And the library trustees seem to think that they're entitled to something. They're not even town employees. And then they go and they're going to take some money and hire an attorney to see if their plan is better than our town plan. I say cut them off. You know, if the town wants to give $1,000 a year to the library as part of the budget, and it stays as a flat rate, Fine. Anything above that, you earn it. If you're not a town employee, you shouldn't get the same rate on benefits as a town employee does. Firemen and policemen that aren't part of the union should be paid the same as much as the union. They do just as much. That's stupid because they're part of the union, that we deserve better benefits. No. When the building's on fire, the guys are wearing the same uniform that go in there and stomp the damn thing out. This town has got to get their heads out of their butts. And we're going down the tubes quickly. And we got to stop with the big salaries, and we got to stop tightening our belts, pulling up our bootstraps, and going forward. That's all I got to say.
Thank you very much for your comments. Seeing no other board members, we'll close the public comment at, call it 6:17. We'll go down to, come on up, Chief, come on up and visit.
I'm here, so,
All right.
so later, if you want to finish up.
All right, okay, we'll finish, all right. We'll go under authorization to post a vacancy for part-time videographer and technician. We'll start there at 5E again.
Yes, they're just seeking an authorization from the board to post the part-time videographer technician to fill current vacancy, and in your packet on tab 5E, you'll find the current job description and the posting that would be put up, just seeking that authorization.
I'll read the posting so that the townspeople are aware of it. Town of Goffstown videographer/technician. Town of Goffstown seeks a part-time videographer/technician who is responsible for all aspects of video recording and characterizing government meetings. This includes making a DVD record and live and streaming live. Government meetings are held on weekday evenings, and hours vary depending upon the meeting schedule. Compensation is $10 per hour with 2-hour minimums pay for each meeting. The position will remain open until filled. Interested candidates must submit a completed town employment application to Administration, Town Hall, 16 Main Street, Goffstown, New Hampshire. Employment application, job description, and government meeting schedules are available at the www.goffstown.com EOA or EOE/AA site. And there's a 2-page job description that's available, so you can take a look at that, pick that up. When you grab it, you should be all set. So after reading that, do I have a motion for that? To post the vacancy? No? Second?
Second.
Selectman Devanza and Selectman Capasano, seconded by Phil. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you. The next item is bid specifications for the annual report. Some of you may remember last year we reduced the number of printed reports from 1,500 down to 1,000. To date, almost all those reports have been distributed, so we may need to use the option for 250 more reports, which we've asked for in the bid specs to give us that option, and are just seeking approval to post the bid specs and get those out to the printers, so we can get those back for the first week of January.
So will we be looking for that 1,500, or 1,000, or like 1,250?
I'd be asking for 1,000 with an option of 250 additional, 250 less.
All right, okay.
I don't think we need to go all the way back to 1,500.
Any other questions from the board?
I'll make the motion to go ahead and put that out to bid.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Selectman Brown, seconded by Selectman Capasano for the bid specification of the annual report. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Unanimous.
Then the only other item I have is, it's not on the agenda, but we did receive correspondence from town attorney. Sue, before leaving, did put a request into Attorney Drescher to comment on the conservation easement, and I've provided that to the vice chairman tonight. And we've also had a request to release that correspondence to David Neiman of the Conservation Commission.
Any questions or comment from the board?
Do you need a motion to release it to David?
To release it, yes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Selectman Brown. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by,
And just so that it's clear, it's only to David Neiman.
yes.
Right.
It's not public.
To David.
Yeah. So the motion has been made by Selectman Brown, seconded by Phil. This document from Attorney Drescher to be released just to David for review only, and we are going to act on this next week. So it'll give us time to review the document. It'll give us time to, if there's any questions, we can formulate some questions for next week for discussion, so we should be all set. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And thank you, that's all I had for the town administrator's report.
Want to go back to the chief?
Yeah. Come on up, chief. Good evening, chief.
Good evening, how are you tonight?
Very well, sir.
Before you, I have two, a lease and then a contract for prosecutorial services. The lease agreement is a 3-year agreement between Boston and Maine Corporation and the town of Goffstown for a 3-year lease for an antenna on our tower. As is usual and customary, we've included a 2% escalator clause for each year of the contract, so it'll go up 2% each year. Other than that, the language is pretty much as it has been.
That'll be the tower up on the mountain?
Yes.
Okay.
The second contract is a 1-year contract between the town of Goffstown and the town of Francistown for prosecutorial services. Our amount of prosecution that we do for them has remained constant over the last 4 or 5 years. And again, this has been a 2% escalator clause as well.
Anybody have any questions of the police chief?
I had one question.
Yep.
Does everybody have these in their packets? Because I only have one page of
Tab
each.
4.
Yeah, I only have one page of each one.
There must have been an error.
No, I have them all.
Assuming that
They're,
I have everything. Multiple pages.
I only
yeah,
have,
he's,
this
Phil's,
here only goes to 3, and then the next page I got 12.1.
yeah, he judges the other one.
Yeah, you're missing pages.
Get shorted.
Yeah, that's okay. You ran out of pages. That's okay, but I assume that I'm familiar with the lease, and I'm assuming that it's, the only difference is the 2% on the escalator.
Well, there is one other difference, and I'm trying to paragraph 6, interference.
You have a page, chief? What page is it?
Page, second page,
Oh, okay, yeah,
paragraph,
that's the page I'm missing.
paragraph 6.
Okay.
That's one clause that has been added in. It's a very generic clause included in many other contracts. It was not in this one. And again, I've had Carrie look at it and review it. And
Okay.
it benefits both sides.
I know, speaking from personal experience, the top of that mountain, there's all kinds of interference
Yeah.
and
Yes, sir.
there's troubles up there, and probably very good that you've added that into the.
I think it's a benefit to both of us.
Yep, yep, should work out very, very well. Any other questions of the board? Would the board like to vote on these one at a time, or take them both together at the same time?
I'll make a motion, we accept the chief's recommendation and accept both leases.
All right.
I'll second that.
Selectman Devanza made a motion to accept both of the leases. Selectman Brown seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Committee reports. Selectman Adams is not here. He did the budget. So I think what we'll do is we'll postpone that till next week.
Okay, and I'll only add that they did finish up on presentations. My understanding they had the library and Parks and Rec Wednesday night, so
Okay.
they've had all their presentations at
Yep.
this point.
Okay. And Nick, did you do?
I covered on Thursday, and
Yep.
we had presentations from Bartlett Elementary School as well as the Glen Lake School.
All right. So, pretty much all of the presentations have been completed. If I'm,
On the town side, yes, I
Town
can't
side,
speak for the
okay.
school. I'm
Yeah.
not sure where they
and
are.
I,
but-
and I think,
I think
that,
the
I think that
school-
was it for the school, so, we'll probably, next week, I'm sure, start deliberations and go for.
This week. on
This,
Wednesday.
yeah, this Wednesday, yep, mistake, so. Any other old business to be discussed? Anybody else have any other business to come before the board this evening?
Just on the new business, I had talked to you guys earlier about,
Yep.
maybe we might get together and, I feel, we're talking about how we all gotta go to, we're all going to meetings through the week, quite a few of them that we could maybe get to consolidate and get in here. We all go to meetings every Monday night as it is, and then we sometimes are Tuesday, and we're on Wednesday, we're Tuesday and Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it is. As far as the budget, though, I think it's a different story there, but we were talking about maybe trying to have some of these people come to us maybe once every 2 months, instead of us going to all these meetings and consolidate to one different night and come one more night during the week sometime, or one more night during the month. Instead of going out 2 or 3 nights, 4 nights in the month, just take one night where we can all maybe put us all in one seat. And all we would do is just meet with each one of the members of the committees. No selectmen work, it would be selectmen work still, but, you know, as far as dealing with the public works or library or Parks and Recs, let them come to us every other month and we'll sit down and hear what they want to say to all of us together. Just an idea. I don't know if it'll work, if it'll have issues, have problems, you know. I don't know, I mean, I'm just throwing out, you guys, tell me what you think, it's just,
We'd have to look at some of the
Some of the committees
committees are
might
statutory, they require us
The RSA.
statutorily to
RSA.
have members at the meetings.
Something to, I guess, keep on the burner. You know, we can discuss it, again, when we're full board and, you know, see what,
yes, I might talk about it a little bit anyway. It might be something we could bring into play, so we get ourselves a little more time to focus on the important things here, you know?
we'll.
Anyway, all I have for new
Yeah,
business.
we'll keep it
Something to
on
look
the
at,
burner.
something to
and
look at, talk about.
We'll see what happens, yeah, nope. Anything else? Derek, do you have anything else?
I don't. The only other items we had were requests for.
Non-public, okay. Well, it's now 6:30. No other business to come before the Board of Selectmen this evening. I'll be looking to end this meeting and go into non-public. There'll be non-public session RSA 91-A:3 to compensation and hiring. So,
I'll make that motion.
okay.
I'll second that for you.
All right, so the motion made by Selectman Devanza, Selectman Brown on the second. Could I have a roll call, please?
Aye.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, it's unanimous. So, thank you very much this evening. We will be adjourning at this time, and we will now,
No.
not adjourning, going into non-public session, my bad. Thank you very much.